Hello and welcome to another episode of Chapter 2 on Objects, Types, and Values. We'll be completing the drill section of Chapter 2. This is the third attempt of recording this video because I continuously forget to minimize the webcam and leave it up when I'm trying to describe the code which is behind it. So, let's just read through this and check on the right side of the screen only. I will not do a fourth. After each step of this drill, run your program to make sure it is really doing what you expect it to. Keep a list of what mistakes you make so that you can try to avoid those in the future. So the two mistakes that I ended up doing was adding spaces in front of new line characters randomly, and as well as forgetting some semicolons at the end of cout statements. Step 1. Write a program that produces a simple form letter based on user input. Begin by typing the code from section 2.1, prompting a user to enter his or her name and writing hello first name, where first name is the name entered by the user. Then modify your code as follows. Change the prompt to enter the name of the person you want to write to, and change the output to dear first name. Don't forget the comma. Okay. And I'm going to make sure I bring this down. So we accomplished that by having a variable called letter recipient name of type string, and we got input. We prompted the user for input and then immediately grabbed that input. Please enter the name of the person you wish to write to, and I have a colon because I like colons, separating my inputs with a space as well. Letter recipient name, and so when we use it, it'll look like this. This is, well, you just type it in just like that, and it'll stay on the same line. That's how I like my inputs. Personal preference. Okay, then, well, you don't get to see the dear first name. Well, actually, if I just do James, nothing. No. Dear James. I gave it a bunch of garbage input just to get it quickly out there to show it. And we do that here. We have cout dear space letter recipient name, then the comma before we hit the new line, and then tab into the letter. Actually, I'll put the tab down here. Bring this back up, and then I'll hold it with my hand until I put it back down. Add it. No, I gotta hold this with my left hand. Okay, I can let it go. Add an introductory line or two, like how are you, I am fine, I miss you. Be sure to indent the first line. Add a few more lines of your choosing. It's your letter. Okay, so I wrote this garbage generic small talk line called "The weather has been fair for us. How has it been for you? Have you had any important or interesting events to share with me?" Okay. That completes number 2. Number 3, now prompt the user for the name of another friend and store it in friend name. Add a line to your letter. Have you seen friend name lately? So, well, we needed to create a new variable. We declared a string variable called friend name, and we prompted for input and got that input. Not a person, this is a friend. Okay. And then we accomplished that output with this line on line 38. See it. Up here. So we hit a string, friend name, and then please enter the name of the friend you share with, the letter recipient, and then we grab that input and put it in friend name. And then we output that message where it's requesting us in the drill to have you seen friend name lately. I am tired. Okay. Bring it up here. Alright, now prompt the user for the name of another friend, stored in friend name, have a line sent to the letter, blah blah blah. There we go. That's number 4. Free. Now we're on the floor. Prompt the user to enter the age of the recipient and assign it to the int variable age. Have your program right. I hear you had a birthday and you are 8 years old. If age is 0 or less, or 100, 110 or more, call simple error. You're kidding. Using simple error from PPP support. And so I needed to get PPP support, but I ended up doing a couple of things, needing to have to do a couple of things to get this working. So I'll show you what I had to do. So I went to www.straustrup.com. I needed to go to programming at the top. This brought us to the website for PPP3. If we scroll down to supporting information, we have PPP support.h, which is the code here. And what we can do is we can right click that link, save that link as. And so I saved it just to my desktop, and then I copied it from the desktop into the folder by right clicking here, open folder in file view, and I just pasted it in here, the PPP support. It does not show automatically over here in the solution view, so I had to right click the header files, add existing item, and then select PPP support to add it into the project. And then I went to main CPP and I included it with the hashtag include preprocessor command, which would grab it from here. But this did not work initially and required these 2 edits, 3 edits. Import std, hashtag define PPP export as nothing, which it still doesn't like, but it works. And something broke down here. Exit was defined in std. It was defined like this, and we needed to define it like this in order to get it to work. And, well, I don't know if all of PPP support works with these 3 changes, but it does appear to be working for me. So save those changes, and then, well, that included it, and that's what worked. Okay, we didn't end up using this to protect ourselves or check for any inputs, but hey, it's better than a magic number -1 being put here, or it being a random integer value. We checked that the letter recipient age was less than or equal to 0, and we used the PPP simple error function from the PPP support.h, which has the namespace PPP, and we can find that down here, simple error right here. And so if it's less than or equal to 0, you're kidding, and or if the letter recipient is greater than or equal to 110, you write the simple error, you're kidding, exclamation mark, and it exits the program. That's what simple error does. And then we're on to part 5. Add this to your letter. If your friend is under 12, right next to you would be age +1. If your friend is 17, right next to you'll be able to vote. If your friend is over 70, right, are you retired? So we have a triple check. If less than 12, next year you will be age +1. If they're 17, next year you will be able to vote. And letter recipient age over 70, are you retired? And we checked all 3 of these as, man, I didn't show it again. Here it is. So we have letter recipient age, less than 12. Next year you will be letter recipient age +1. And then we have the second check, which is if they're 17. Next year you'll be able to vote. And then we finally have the over 70 check, which is the question, are you retired? That finishes question 5. Then finally, the last task we have is number 6. Add yours sincerely by 2 blank lines for a signature, followed by your name. And so we can't follow it by our name without adding the functionality of storing our first and last name as strings. And what we did was, we just simply asked this, what is your name? So they can put Mark, they can put one name, first name only, last name, or even just almost an initials. And it takes blanks just as well. So this is good input for a name for two string variables. And then we finish that with line 46. Yours sincerely, with new line character giving us the 2 blank lines, and then a center first name followed by a space, and then center last name. And then if we test it, please enter the name of the person you want to write to. This was Abraham Lincoln. The friend you share of Abraham, James. He is 56 years old, and my name is Mark LeBlanc. Dear Abraham, the weather has been fair for us. How has it been for you? Have you had any important or interesting events to share with me? Have you seen James lately? I hear you just had your birthday and are 56 years old. Yours sincerely, Mark LeBlanc. Alright, now that looks like only one line. That doesn't look right. Yours sincerely, line. Huh? Give it a third? Abraham James 56. One, two, three. Oh, okay. 1, 2, 3. So a new line character put it here, and then here, and that's where it started writing. So I needed to actually place 1, 2, 3 to get it to work. Okay, good. Well, I made another mistake. That's okay. All right, and let's put the letter down below. Abraham James 6. There we go. Here's the letter. Dear Abraham, the weather has been fair for us. How has it been for you? Have you had any important or interesting events to share with me? Have you seen James lately? I hear you just had your birthday and are 56 years old. Yours sincerely, Mark LeBlanc. That seems to work. Even if I wanted to, I could copy this input, Control C, and open up Notepad, drop that message right in here. Ta-da! It works. We can generate messages, although I would never do that because that is not personal enough for me. Okay, that completes Chapter 2's drills, and I'm going to stop the recording before something breaks. Thank you, and we'll be covering the review section of Chapter 2 in the next video shortly. Thank you.